Good morning. Our thought for the day is taken from John chapter 5 verses 30 to 38. And in this passage Jesus says an incredible thing. He says, "For I seek not to please myself, but the one who sent me." And I think that's kind of a great summary of what we're called to do as Christians. We're not called to please ourselves, but we're called to please and to honour God. But that can be seen as a very painful thing to do because our culture is so tied up with the individual, what we want for ourselves, getting the best we can for ourselves. But God calls us to something different. He calls us to worship and to serve Him. And it's very easy to view this as painful, but actually I think it's much more of a joy. You know, when you have a really dear friend or your husband or wife and you do something for them to serve them and to love them, it can be painful, but most of the time it's actually very joyful because you know that you're making them happy and you're doing them proud. And that's what we're called to do as Christians. We're called to serve God and to do His will rather than our own. And so how do we do that? We do that through knowing what God's will is, through looking at the scriptures, through daily reflecting on the Bible, and through prayer. How can we do what God wants us to do if we don't know God well enough? So knowing God is the first step. And the second step is maybe making a sacrifice. Maybe saying, you know what, I really want these things, but actually I'm putting them aside for God, and I'm happy to do so because I can joyfully serve my Father in heaven.